My name's Chris Gee, and I'm the president of the Historical Society. And so we maintain the museum and the Waltz building and then the cabin here. It was farmland that Mary Sinclair owned, and when her husband died, that became the Pioneer Cemetery.
Ann Toohey, a member of the Snohomish Historical Society Archive Department. A group of the Snohomish pioneers needed to put their people to rest somewhere, and so they formed a committee called the Cemetery Association of Snohomish, and it went from there. And Pilchuck Julia, there's several Pilchucks. Pilchuck Charlie and Pilchuck Jack and Pilchuck Pete. She was a real character in town. Pilchuck Julia, yes. She'd go walk around town, and she'd go to people's doors and knock sometimes. Sometimes she just walked in and asked for food or something. My mother was a brand new bride when she came to Snohomish and didn't know about Julia. And Julia arrived at the front door and walked in, and my mother went flying out the back door, scared to death of this strange woman dressed strangely walking into her house.
There were less and less burials. They started having new cemeteries, and this one never had a strong enough association formed and endowment funds to care for it in the future, so it became less and less used and overgrown, and so by Pilchuck Julia's death, then that was the final. And then it sat for quite a while, so it was then decommissioned as a cemetery. It was not considered a cemetery anymore. The highway went through, and then these lots stayed empty.
That was in 1947 when the highway went through, and the people who had been where the road is now are now at the GAR, and the few that were left are here.
It's a great piece to the city, a great piece of history, really. There's not many of these cabins, and what better place for it to be and used as it was originally intended when it was moved here in the 60s. And it's all volunteer labor and all that, but we got a new roof on it, and it's ready for another 50 years, hopefully.